Welcome to I Can Read Vietnamese. Today we'll continue to read with two more rhymes, e, and another tone, hỏi. We practice what we've learned previously as well. These lessons are meant to be in sequence. Let's start with the tone. Hỏi, as in có. Previously we've been practicing with three tones. Ngang, sắc, huyền. Ngang is a level tone, but the pitch is pretty high. Sắc going up, huyền going down. With the tone hỏi, we go down and up. Hỏi. Let's put the tones on an arbitrary word. Ba, bá, bà, bả. Let's mix them up. Ba, bà, bả, bá, bả, bà, ba, bả. Let's form a few words with this new tone. O, cờ, cờ, o, co, hỏi, cỏ, cỏ. Y, bờ, bờ, y, bi, hỏi, bỉ, bỉ. Đỏ, đỏ is the color red. Bí đỏ is the pumpkin. I know it's not red, but bí đỏ is the specific term for the pumpkin variety, whereas bí is a general term. Bà có bí đỏ, bi có cá đỏ. Ba đi bỉ, bò có cỏ. Dì ba có bó cỏ. Let's move on to rhyme e. For the vowels, the letter name is the letter sound. E as in bé. E, bờ, bờ, e, bé, sắc, bé, bé. E, bờ, bờ, e, bé, hỏi, bẻ, bẻ. Bẻ is to bend, but it also means to break with your fingers, such as breaking a piece of bread or a piece of chocolate. But when we say bẻ cà, it doesn't mean we break the tomato into pieces. It simply means that we break the tomato off the stem, that is to pick it or to harvest it. And the term cà also applies to eggplants. Bè, đi bè. Dì ba đi bè. Dì bé đi bè. Dì bé bẻ cà. Bé có bó cỏ. Now let's move on to rhyme e. As in yeah. Now this is a very special vowel because it has a diacritic mark on it. But remember, this diacritic mark is part of the vowel and not the tone mark. Recall that in Vietnamese we have three marks that are parts of the vowels and not tone marks. There are heads and whisker. The first head is the brief, the second head is a circumflex, and the whisker is the attached hook. The letter A has the circumflex, which is the second head. And because the mark is part of the vowel, it belongs to the rhyme. It has no effect whatsoever to the tone of the word. E, y, e, ye. So for this word, we have one diacritic mark, but the tone is still a neutral tone because it has no tone mark. Now if we want to put a tone mark on the letter A, it goes on top of the whole vowel, which is on top of the circumflex mark itself. E, y, e, ye, sắc, ye. Now this word has two diacritic marks, but only the top mark is the tone mark. The other mark is part of the vowel. Bê is the cow calf. Bò is a cow. bể. Bế. Bế is a northern term for to hold, as in holding a baby. Bà bế bé. Dì ba bế bé. Bi có dế. Bà có dê. Dê có cỏ. Bê có cỏ. Now let's review. The tone hỏi, as in cỏ. E, as in bé. E, as in yeah. Let's practice. You can mute my voice. Cỏ. Bé. Đỏ. Bẻ. Bè. Dê. Bí đỏ. Bế. Dế. Bê. Bỉ. Bể. Bà có bí đỏ. Ba đi bỉ. Dì ba đi bè. Dì bé bẻ cà. Bà bế bé. Ba có dê. Bi có dế. Bò có cỏ. Bê có cỏ. Congratulations! Not only you've learned a pretty hard tone today, you've read many words with multiple diacritic marks. That's pretty hard. Before we end the lesson, let's have a dictation challenge. Let's see if we can write down this sentence, just one sentence. Dì ba bế bé đi bẻ cà. Dì ba bế bé đi bẻ cà. The answer is on the screen. If you look at the answer, there's something very wrong about it. If you look at the first word, dì, where is the dot for the letter I? Or should I say, where is the dot for the letter E? Supposedly, the tone mark is placed on the top of the vowel, which is on the top of the dot. But I apologize that all the fonts I could find replace the dot with the tone mark, which is not the Vietnamese way. But when we handwrite our materials, please remember to keep the dot of the letter E, and I'm sure that your handwriting sentence would put my answer on the screen to shame. Let's end this lesson with our progress check. We have about 200 elements to learn. Today we've learned 3, and cumulatively we've learned 13. Next time, we'll continue to read with 2 more rams. We hope to see you then. Goodbye.